biggest accomplishment has been what you all wanted, the campaign financial reporting system. And I was accomplishing everything that I had promised 4 years ago, and that one was really stressing me out. I was like, oh my God, if I don't deliver, I'm going to be claimed. I just know it. And I went in the first year and asked for money, went in the second year, and everybody claimed they wanted a big, new campaign financial reporting system. Ours was very outdated, if you recall. It was terrible. And when I went into office, seriously, I opened up my computer and I had 95 windows. I mean, we're already 2003 at the time I went into office. That's how outdated that office was. And so I was at the National Secretary of State's Association conference. I asked, I think, every single person there, what kind of system do you have? How do you, and at that time, Wyoming legislature had just passed a bill for them to obtain one at $2.5 million. A bill actually went through, and I said, I'm going to get one. I don't have money. I had $176,500. I accomplished it. And let me tell you how Washington State, they had been working on theirs internal system, and it was rated like kind of #1 in the nation. So I talked to them, and I said, we have the best system, and we're willing to share our software. You're the first one that has ever asked, but you have to pay for the license. It's $50,000 to get the license. And it wasn't easy because it was back and forth, legalities, and, just lawyers talking, and I did get that system in, paid for the license, and the remaining of the money, I converted the data over, and now it's up and running. And as I get more money, I would like to enhance that system to include like the lobbyists and let it tie in, and then, make sure it's like a checks and balances. That's what I want to do in my next term. As the money comes available, it's tight right now. I could sit here and promise everything. I'm being totally frank. Right now, I cut down. I turned a car back in. I have my office, and it's like two-sided, and then it's open. I got rid of one big copier, and we only have one now, so when it goes down, we're calling service, get in here, because it's servicing the entire office. We no longer use printers. We're saying, it's cheaper. We costed it out to use the copier because the cartridges are expensive. In my office, I had a call waiting line. I got rid of it because my assistant answers my call. We got rid of phones that we're not using. We have cut back. And, reality is that they automatically have cut our budgets, and we had to make ends meet. I'm sure you've heard the accusations that some of my staff, first of all, let me tell you, when I first got in there, let me give you an example. I called in the accountant. I didn't have a transition period. January 2nd, because we were closed, it was a holiday. There's an accountant. I call her in, and I said, can you run me the balances? And she looks at me, and she says, I don't do that. And I said, excuse me, you're the accountant. And she says, what do you do? And she says, I'm in charge of the public financing. And it had just been implemented. I said, that only happens once every 2 years. Oh, I know. Oh, let me show you your office. I walked in, and she had copies of all these things all around, and $5. Why would you copy $5 bills? And that's what she did. And then I called the HR, and I said, run me organizational chart. Oh, we don't have one. What do you mean you don't have one? So then we had to sit down and evaluate everybody's position. What do they do? What their titles? What they're paying? And then looking at their leave balance. It took me 1.5 years to clean that up, and it took me a while to get the right positions. The HAVA auditors came in, and thank God I had a background in accounting, because guess who sat behind the closed doors till 2, 3 in the morning? Myself and another employee that came in with me and my team, and we got that all ready for the auditors because they said they came in January. So, that's what I inherited, and it's important that you know that because it's so easy to criticize. And so I also issued rules and regulations, having a human resources background, and they didn't like it. And these are the employees that are running now through KUNM. They left. And I don't know what they're doing now. I don't like to be, I'm not a negative person. And I don't know, but they're, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. My staff is there from 8 to 5, and I expect them to put a full day, take your breaks, and we're pretty good. If you have to leave, you leave, emergencies. I mean, we're not Hitlers or anything, but I do expect people to work. That's what the taxpayers want. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's been the criticism about my administration, but I've been known for that. And people always love to work with me. And one thing they say is Mary Herrera doesn't make any of her staff don't do anything that she won't do. She will roll up her sleeves and work and get the work done and meet the deadline. City of Albuquerque has ID, but what we provide for everybody here is an ID if they don't have one. Reality, there is no money, and there isn't going to be money for a while. That reality is 2008 in the Navajo Nation. Had I not seen it from my own eyes, Navajos were being turned away. I had received a call that San Juan County was requesting photo IDs. And sure enough, I sent liaisons. That's why I've hired some liaisons, by the way, and half of them are out of my office on election day. And this is for quick communication and quick action, because why should a voter wait 2 or 3 days and not have been able to vote? And we should take care of it on election day, because that's the last time they have the ability to vote. And so until we have the money to set up photo ID machines or whatever everywhere, it's not right that anybody has to pay, first of all, because everybody has a driver's license or a photo ID. Well, I'm sorry, they don't. The Navajo Nation, a lot of them, it's their culture. They don't like to take photos. And so right now, our ID requirement is you go in, you give your name, your address, and your date of birth. Mm-hmm. Well, not everybody's going to know that. That's, so there is a form of an ID when you walk in. So reality is, I don't believe in our country, because we had our military and we've had our veterans go out and fight for our freedom. Why should anybody pay to vote in our country? That's our freedom. Mm-hmm. And so, and that's what gets me. She's been senator how many years, and when has she ever proposed a bill to implement any photo machines to help? That would be the first step. Not let's do IDs and then all these people are disenfranchised to go vote. That's unfair. I don't agree with that. That's what bugs me. I've been county clerk 6 years. I've been Secretary of State 4 years, and not one name has ever been turned over for us to turn in that they voted illegally. And I have set out outreach booths, and I'm out at fiestas, and since I've been in office, we've been very proactive. And I have run into Mexican folks, and you want to, no puedo. They can't. I'm not a U.S. citizen. Oh, okay. A lot of them know, because it's a 4th-degree felony. And one time I was on Fox News with a state representative, and she had this white book, and she said, oh yeah, I have 22 names here. And right on Fox News, I said, well, why haven't you turned them over to me so I can turn them over to the proper authority? She claimed 22 people voted illegally, and never did I ever receive those names. However, I don't know if all of you recall, a week later she stopped at these ladies that were Mexicans, and accused them of voting illegally because they had gone to vote. Well, they were U.S. citizens. She got sued. Mm-hmm. And that's, so reality, perception that they keep claiming there's voter fraud. Where is there voter fraud? So right now in our economy, are we going to say, it's not happening, and they're not being honest, and they want to spend all these millions of dollars to implement photo ID when it's really not a problem? If it is a problem, where are the names? Where we are having issues are voter registration, and those are because of third party. But I think ever since it hit really high publicity, we're not having it anymore. But you recall when I was county clerk, Acorn, when they were opening up the book and registering, and that's because they were paying them per card. Mm-hmm. And these were young folks. Now we have third-party registrants. They have to have a number. They have to be trained. And that's what caused all of that. Mm-hmm. So now, there has been solutions.